about the parts of scaffold. Okay, there are different kinds of scaffolds which we are using in industry. Okay, construction industry, like mobile scaffold, fixed scaffolds, cantilever scaffolds, suspended scaffolds. So there are different kinds of scaffolds which is related to your as per the work. Okay, so here today we discuss about fixed scaffolds. In scaffolding, first it is very important you have to check the surface. The surface should be in plane. Okay. Then you need to check the sole plate. The size of the sole plate, you need to check the size of the sole plate. So the size of the sole plate is 300 mm into 300 mm into 6 mm. That is what the perfect size of the sole plate. And after that sole plate, you have to go with the base plate. So here you can see in this diagram, sole plate at the downside on top of the surface. Then on top of the sole plate, you have to put the base plate. The size of the base plate is 150 mm into 150 mm into 6 mm. So that is what the size of sole plate and base plate. Then the gap in between two standards. The gap in between two standards, that is what 2 meters. You have to give the gap of 2 meters to put the two standards in between. Okay. So this is what called standards. Okay. There are 4 standards which we are using in these scaffolds. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The main line, main straight line, that is called standards. Okay. Then after that you have to go with the transoms. That this is what the support line. The support line called transoms. Okay. And here you have to go with the ledgers. These are the different ledgers over here to give the support of the scaffolds. Okay. Then we also using cross bracings. Here we are using cross bracings. Okay, to give the tightness or to give the extra support for the scaffold. While erecting the scaffold, these are the very important things. You have to go with the cross bracings. Okay, put cross bracings in different zones, different sections, and in between every transoms, okay, you have to give the gap of 1.5 meter. In between 1.5 meter, you have to put the another transoms to extra support for the scaffold. Okay. So you need to check sole plate, then base plate. After that standards, then transoms. Okay. Then we have to use couplers. Okay, to lock that part. So here you can use some places you can use right angle couplers. The capacity of the right angle coupler is 16 kg. There is 2 types of right angle coupler, like class A couplers, they have capacity 16 kg. Class B coupler, they have capacity 19 kg. Then we have another couplers, swivel couplers. In swivel couplers, we have 2 types, class A and class B. We have 16 kg or 19 kg couplers. Okay, that is what the load lifting capacity of that coupler. Sleeve coupler, load lifting capacity 550 kg. And ladder clamp we have 550 kg. So this is all the couplers which we need to utilize over here to lock the lasers and transoms. Okay, some places you can use right angle couplers, some places you can use swivel couplers, foot lock couplers, and other types of couplers as well. Okay, so in every transoms you have to give the gap of 1.5 meter. Then you have to put the another transoms to support the whole scaffolds. Then you have to use ledgers in different areas. We have different ledgers to support, to give the extra support to the scaffolds. Once you reach towards over here, okay, so if you are making the platform, one thing is very important: the height of the toe board, mid rail and top rail. Okay, toe board, if you are fixing with the toe board, that is the minimum gap. It should be 150 mm. Okay, you have to give the gap of 150 mm. Why you are putting the toe board? Because any type of material which you are putting for the work purpose on top of the platform, it might fall down. That's why you need to give the support of the toe board. So your material should be over there. It will not fall at the downside. So you have to put the toe board over here. That is 150 mm above from your platforms over here in this zone. Then you have to give the mid rail. mid-rail. If suppose someone workers maybe is lying down, so you have to give the support up to over here, this level. So mid-rail supports, that is what 450 mm to 600 mm in between the two board. And after that you have to give the support, the extra top rail, top rail, mid-rail and toe board. These things are very important. While working, workers may fall down. So because of this top rail, it will protect the workers from the fall down. Okay, might be a workers fall down, so the top rail over there, it will support. So your workers are working, they will never fall at the back side. Okay, so the top rail, which goes like around 900 mm to 100 mm, that is what the max distance in between these areas. And after that, you need to put the lifeline on top. So workers are working, they have harness. So harness, they can put it over here in the lifeline, and then they can work freely in the working platform. Okay, if you give the support in the lifeline of the harness over there, so you can give the support. Once you give the support, once you lock your harness in the lifeline, then you can move here and there, and then you can easily work on top of the platform. Okay, so these are the main things. Okay, you need to check the cross bracings. In every cross bracings, you have to give the couplers. Okay, you have to attach the couplers over there, so it will get the maximum durability. Okay, and for working, workers are working on top. So how they will go on top? With the help of ladder. So you can attach the ladder at the outer side of the scaffold. Maybe you can put the ladder over here in this zone, or maybe you can put the ladder in these areas. So workers, they will go with the help of these rungs, and then they will go on top of the working platform. So this is how the scaffolds. It is very important, you need to check sole plate, base plate, standards, cross bracings, couplers are of different types: right angle couplers, swivel coupler, sleeve couplers, ladder clamp. Ladder clamp is also over here. It will clamp the ladder. Okay. Then we have foot lock couplers. Load lifting capacity 63 kg. Beam clamp 50 mm to 75 mm to 100 mm. There are different types of what you can say the sizes available. Okay. And then plank coupler. The plank couplers, it will hold the capacity 565 kg. Okay. And the working platform as well. So this is how the things. The working platform size 2100 mm into 2800 mm into 38 mm. 38 mm is the what you can say the thickness of that. Okay, and 21 mm is the length. Okay, 2100 mm is the length, and 2800 mm which is the breadth. So these are the things which you need to check. The laser outer diameter, these are the laser outer diameter is 48.3 mm. That is what the outer diameter of the laser. Okay. These are the things which you need to check if you are going to put the scaffold. So first you need to check the surface area. Then you have to put on top sole plate, then base plate. After that you have to put the 4 standards. Okay. Then you have to go with cross bracings. Then you have to go with the transoms. After that you have to go with toe board, top rail, mid rail, then top rail, and then you need to attach your harness. If you are going with the harness, you can attach the harness in the lifeline, and in working platform you can work freely over there. So this is how the fixed scaffolds which you need to fix on top of the ground level. Your ground level, the surface, it should be in a plain surface required. Understood? To fix the scaffold. So this is what the main important thing which today I covered in the scaffold. Okay, understood everyone?